Right, so step forward. I'm going to say line, set, touch. When I say touch, bring it into me and lose your mind.
Started playing rugby at the age of 21. Around August of 2011, I'd had no previous experience, and I saw a flyer and I came out just, to check it out. It was a very foreign experience for me.
Teammates telling go down, down, down. Yesterday we had the guy forming low, we had a guy forming high, and the last guy grabbing the ball, right? The thing is, yesterday when we were talking about, we had a guy protecting low, and a guy over top of him. Something I wanted to cover about whenever we were talking about the rucks is cleaning the rock. It's on that last drill we were doing, but last night we didn't actually talk about it because very little times.
I started playing rugby as soon as I came to Armstrong. So I was about 21 years old. First time I ever heard of it. Never didn't know the rules, didn't know nothing, but came out with the team, met everyone, really liked them, and I've been stuck ever since.
Very little times, and I say this because it'll probably never happen, or we're going to have an uncontested ruck. So what's going to happen is, especially when you get out to the centers, what's going to happen is someone's going to form up, and the guy goes down, and the only person there is...
So I started playing rugby roughly around my sophomore year of college. I started playing because I used to love playing football back in high school. I used to love just hitting people and, enjoyed the teamwork and everything else.
It's a brotherhood. It's not, my team versus your team. It's we play rugby and we're brothers. It's a rough sport and we can come together. I've played for teams in the past, when I growing up playing baseball.
Next team, get ready.
The physicality. I grew up doing different types of combat sports and just hooking with people. So when it came to finding a college sport where I actually got to go out and hit people without pads and really test the grit of myself one-on-one with another person, I was hooked.
And what attracted me to the sport was just the manliness of it, the violence and the aggression and everything that you think you would find somewhere that a great group of guys would be around. That's what attracted me to the sport.
I started playing rugby this year, actually. This is my second month playing rugby. I've played a couple of games. It's pretty fun. One thing that attracted me to the sport is I used to play football, and I just like the physicality of playing rugby.
To mentally prepare for a game, besides listening to music, I read up and I look at videos online about how to do certain drills, like how to tackle properly. Even though I might have watched the same drill, several times in the same video, it's like reading the book. I might pick up different parts of it.
Hey, if he touch it, get him. Forward. If they touch it, you can get him.
As far as time management, it comes to discipline, and president is a hard job. People think that they can be officers in the club, but it's not. Even though the school supports our club, we still have to fight for field time. We have to come out here and set up cones, and keep people off, which is always the best to be that type of person. I have to coordinate with my officers. I don't want to micromanage. But
as a president, I feel like Jeremy has grown a lot. He's matured a lot, and he's also become more resourceful. The team started out my sophomore year with a good following. We had about 30, 40 players. But then my junior year, we were down to about 7 or 6. So we didn't really have too much, and Jeremy stuck around through all that and rebuilt the program kind of all on his own. So that was huge. That showed that gained a lot of respect for him, and also it showed a lot of maturity on his part, a lot of intelligence for someone his age to be able to reach out and put something so big together by himself.
As president, Jeremy's really surprised me. Well, I actually started rugby the same time he did, and back then he was just second string guy. Everyone gave him kind of a hard time, but over the years he's really worked hard, and now he's actually taken the club over.
So Jeremy's been with me, since I came in, and first coming in, he was always a leader. He never was the captain of the team at the time, but he definitely showed himself as a leader because he knew the sport, and he always tried to teach, us new guys. And just since then, seen him, grow from 2 years. He's grown from just being an individual within the team of being a leader to actually being the overall team's leader. He's really stepped up. He's
As a president, Jeremy has been pretty cool, from our short time span of actually being on the team. Ever since I joined the team, he looks out for me. He tries to make sure that I'm comfortable, tries to make sure that I'm enjoying myself out here actually playing rugby. And overall, he really cares a lot about what the team thinks and what the team needs. And I think that's all the traits of a good president, and that's what I believe is going to make Armstrong have a successful rugby program.
Your fullbacks and your wings are going to stay back, so that way we get through you. But the rest of the line's going to come through. So just take that away. A third one. All right. So if you're the second or third man, got to get space, because otherwise we can't get second and third passes, and otherwise we're going to throw ourselves offsides and we're going to get knocked. So does everyone have fun at practice today?
Yes, sir.
All right. Does everyone remember how we do our breakdown?
Right to left.
To get the sport really back to where the Americans will pick it up, we need to bring it back to the Olympics, which is one step, and we need to start teaching it to elementary school kids and middle school kids, and just get the big misconception that it's only an English sport or it's only a Southern Hemisphere sport.
Thing you cannot do on defense, I can't do this. Say he presents the ball, I can't from this side of the gate reach over, be like, oh, that's a nice ball, thanks. I got to come all the way through. Otherwise, it's called hands in the rock, and it's a penalty.
I think for rugby to really take over in popularity in the U.S. is just getting it out there more men's clubs, more college clubs, and then things like the Rugby World Cup, spreading it out throughout TVs, getting it in people's homes, getting people used to the idea that football isn't king and end all, that there's rugby, which is more dynamic in my opinion, and a lot more exciting.
I just think people need to try to understand the sport a little bit more. I feel like a lot of people are interested in it because, there's a lot of contact, just like football. There's, a whole lot of competition in it. It's a big national, worldwide kind of sport. It's just, I feel like a lot of people are too confused on, how the rules work and everything else. So I feel like if there was just more publicity for it, people got, to actually watch it.
How you feel about rugby, man? I love it, man. I love it, man.